When it comes to growing winter squashes like these, there are so many to choose from. I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and today I'm going to share my favorites with you. Here at Gardenerd headquarters, I love growing winter squashes because they're so interesting and different, and so many varieties taste so different, and they're kind of a showpiece in the garden. Now, I've done an entire video on the difference between summer squash and winter squash, and I'm not going to go into that here, but you can watch that in this video here. There are so many wonderful winter squash varieties to grow, and I love them because they're so diverse. They're orange and yellow and green and white, and you can grow them for decoration, for the flesh, or for the seeds, and the possibilities are endless. Sometimes in your seed catalog you will see pumpkins as a separate category from winter squash. I'm not sure why that is, because they are a winter squash. But I think because there are so many varieties of pumpkins in general, you can put it in its category all by itself. There's Connecticut Field pumpkin, which is a perfect Halloween pumpkin if you want to grow your own for carving in Halloween. There's also Winter Luxury, which is a little bit smaller. And then there's things like Long Island cheese, or the Cinderella pumpkin, which is got a French name that I can't remember right now. And she's off. Next we get into the more unusual varieties, like the ones that I've grown for seed. So these are pumpkins where the flesh is almost inedible, tastes awful, but you're growing it for the seeds. One of them is called Silver Edged, and that is because the seeds actually have a silver edge. They're big, fat, white seeds with a silver edge around them. They are beautiful. They change color a little when you boil them for eating, but they're gorgeous, and I encourage you to grow that. The flesh, though, is not great. There's a whole variety of naked pumpkins, and the one that we have grown is called Styrian hulless, and it's basically a green hulless seed like this, you can see, and they are delicious for toasting or eating raw. Let's move on to some of the more interesting and different varieties that you can try this season in your garden. We're big fans of Lakota squash, and Lakota squash is this kind of oblong, pear-shaped, pretty good sized squash that is multifunctional. You can use the seeds, you can use the flesh, and it sits beautiful on your porch or on your table, and it's pretty tasty as well. We also like turban squashes purely for decoration. I've tried eating them and they're not that great. I mean, you can use it for pumpkin filling and stuff, but it's not very sweet. It's pretty dry pumpkin. Next, let's talk about things that don't look like pumpkins at all, but are still winter squashes. We're big fans of butternut squash here. We really like Renee's Garden Seeds. They've got a honey nut variety that is more of a personal size, so they're smaller. And we recently planted Marina di Chioggia. Now, I have for a lifetime been averting my eyes whenever I see warty pumpkins, but I tasted the flesh of this recently, and it is the best for making sweet dishes and savory dishes if you like a sweeter pumpkin. Now, then there's acorn squash, which, to be honest, I've never had success growing acorn squash, but I've seen them growing beautifully in other parts of the country. I think if you have a wetter weather, they might do better where you are. But the one that I grow every year without fail is delicata. It's a small, green, stripy squash that has white or cream-colored flesh. You can cut them open, scoop them out, and bake them just like that. And they're one of the few winter squashes that you can eat the skin and it's not going to be a problem. And the last one I want to talk about is spaghetti squash, because that is a fun one all in itself. Spaghetti squashes turn out like delicata, kind of in a long, oblong shape. You cut them open, and instead of cutting the flesh up, you bake it in the oven, in the skin, and then when you take it out, you take a fork and you scrape it out, and it comes out very stringy like noodles. So a lot of people use it as a noodle substitute. And those are just a few of the varieties that we love here at Gardenerd headquarters. You can, of course, explore the wild world of winter squashes and make some choices for your garden. I have great tips on how to grow them in my book, High Yield Small Space Organic Gardening, and In order to place them in your garden so they don't completely take over, check out my online course, Plan Your Abundant Edible Garden. You find more information at gardenerd.com and in my books and online courses in general, and consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Gardenerd. Patreon subscribers gain access to behind-the-scenes goodies and monthly hangouts with me. Happy gardening!